if anything, a pick-off, team fight, kind of give you a lot of vision with the traps. So I'll be interested to see how much they focus on stacking and kind of playing around the map for him.
The battle
the
begins.
crowd very happy to get this game underway, as it looks like the trade-off of bounty runs actually, Bedboom able to sneak away 3 of them there, just a little bit too quick to get there before Tommy could get into position, but take a beating from the Pug. A little green man is everywhere. He's been looking pretty freaking solid.
Yeah, I think his value's gone up, right?
I think he was in every game this morning, right? So now he's now 4th game straight here that Pugnet's going to be on the main stage. Always supporting everybody here with these decreps here, but like Gunnar mentioned, has the option here of the Techies to try and deal with it. But another hero we saw quite a bit earlier was that Tusk, and of course it's FY. It's the Tusk King.
The Tusk King. Won't pick Axe versus this guy, so thankfully Bedboom no Axe this game, but
smart.
It's still a really good Tusk game. I think this hero provides something that a lot of supports kind of lack in this meta, which is a lot of damage. There's so much HP and well,
Oh my god, he's taking a beat down there. I mean, this is another one of those combinations that we've seen a lot of times, is that Tusk Dawnbreaker and trying to deal with, Nico's Alio is talking about the amount of damage. CK can't actually last through it, unlike a lot of other combinations.
I feel like if you want to take any duo right now into your pubs after watching like some pro Dota, it's this duo. I feel like Dawn Tusk is just super fun and very active through the mid game and just completely crushes in those first couple levels.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best blind offlane duo people are picking. It's kind of like usually a combination of Centaur +1 or Dawn Tusk. And I think I prefer the Dawn Tusk because it provides so much, just different things. It provides save, BKB stuns, just anything that you can ask for, Tusk will kind of provide in the draft.
And that's limited supply these days, those BKB piercing stuns, so Tusk having that is really important. Then of course the kick late game. We're going late game a lot, so it's nice to have a really good Aghanim Scepter.
You're not wrong. I mean, that has sort of been the thing that we were joking about too, is, you know, I feel like at the start of every game we're backstage and watching, I'm just like, is this gonna go late too? And the answer tends to be yes. This time around though, in this particular matchup, you know, the Lifestealer is one that I feel like we haven't seen a ton of, and I'm curious what his role is gonna be. The Infest plays later on, both for saves as well as for maybe trying to move around the map effectively. Could be something to watch for.
Yeah, the important thing when you pick Lifestealer is making sure that the most important part about the game for the hero is never being kicked out of the safe lane. So either Bedboom is pretty much going to try to either force all their heroes to go bot, maybe even the Chaos Knight will end up rotating there to kick him out, because if you let him sit there for too long and he farms a Radiance as it's like the normal build, Armor into Radiance.
Oh, Nightfall. Back out. Should be fine though.
No.
Oh, yeah, Radiance everywhere.
Yeah.
For him.
And the Necro, that was kind of the build at the start. I think it was like the Radiance Necro just do a lot of damage in AoE, but people move towards more of a Heart Agus build for the passive damage.
Yeah. And you can see that even a CK can be pressured by this dual lane, but once the hits come out here and the lifesteal's there, you also see why CK is so powerful right now, because he's one of the few heroes that actually withstand this pressure right now.
He also builds Heart.
Yeah,
Very good item this patch. And he also does have the physical damage to kill these Heart heroes. So he kind of checks all the boxes that you need from a carry. And when you pick it into lanes versus, like, you know, the Dawn Tusk, it's really nice to have a carry that can sit there and be happy.
They don't have a lot to deal with the illusions this game either, it feels like, you know? There's not some like big AoE control or something. As long as they're getting this disabled, like this Dispel rather, onto the Necrophos and the Pugna, that's pretty good.
Now, just in terms of mentality for these two teams, I kind of feel like both of them just have so much confidence coming into this matchup. Both of them, you know, have at various stages been like one of the tops in the region. Obviously, Bedboom competing with that with Spirit, but the potential is there at the very least. And I feel like this might be one of those where we're seeing the laning stage really even. I don't even know if they're going to try. Do you think they need to like mix anything up at any point, or is it just going to be kind of a farm fest through the early goings here?
Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on what you feel, I think this will be a slower game. Both drafts kind of, their safe laners want to sit in their lane, both mid want to sit in the mid lane, so there's not really going to be much rotating. I think the biggest thing will be whether save goes to the safe lane or the Phoenix comes to bot, kind of this bot pressure to kick the Lifestealer out. But outside of that, there's not really much that either team needs. Both teams pick their drafts with the idea that they're going to win the game at some point.
Okay.
And to not stress. And
these lanes feel...
Tom make it lower. He dives to the Techies Pure. Manages to get the TP out, understanding what was going on right there. So that is first blood. A little bit late at 4 minutes. See if they can make another one happen here.
There's a lot for that one to finally come out here. And everyone's staying, as you were saying, very stable in these lanes and not offering a lot of opportunities for those earlier stacks. I feel like leading up into TI, so much of the game was about stacks. And just like trying to control these Ancients, trying to get extra XP for your support players, especially through that. And as you know, we'd started the road to the International and now TI itself, the stacks just feel like kind of ignored in the early game.
Oh yeah. There is that rotation, at least from the side of Azure Ray, as they come top. Try and mess with things a little bit. It is going to be a walkover to steal away maybe a bounty route or something. Yeah, Cummings just going to head back to the other side, I guess.
Well, the nicest thing about the new map is the gate. You can kind of just rotate to the other lane as a support, see if there's a kill. If there's not a kill, you can walk away, or you can kind of sit there, and you're always off the map.
Oh, speaking of which,
Back through. Instead, wants to find Nightfall, Snowball in a couple more hits. He's going to get away. Chalice needs to back out as they force him back. FY is going to fall. Save involved in another kill on the map. Chases, connects, pulls him in, brings him down. 3-0 bet boom.
Save Techies.
Save Techies. Yeah, that early aggression, right? 2 points into the blast off.
Really nice TP, and something we haven't mentioned yet is the Phoenix versus Tusk interaction. I think is really bad for the Tusk. All he wants to do in the lane is tag team and kill, and the Fire Spirits kind of eliminates that threat. So one of the reasons why there hasn't really been a kill in the top lane is could become because the Phoenix specifically being able to slow the attack speed. There's not really much aggression you can do, and now this lane's like really stable. You can't bring heroes to it anymore, I think.
And it's so hard too. You can't like whittle down CK and eventually get this like, oh, he's weak and we can go for the kill, because he just gets a single wave, he just regens to full, and now he's actually pressuring at the Lotus Pool here. They're gonna get a kill on the Chalice.
Looking for it, chasing and brought down. Just like that. Well, the rotation's coming in from FY. They want to get a bigger kill on this side. They chase GPK. Shard's going to connect. Somnus moving in. Good snowball dodge from FY to get out of there, and the Reaper's side takes him down.
It's a really big kill. They had a slight mid lane advantage. He got level 6 before the TA. They used the illusion to pressure. And something really important is the 6 room control. It's such a big timing with the catapults coming out and just getting the power rune at that time. And now the tower might even go down, which is going to hurt Bethlehem a lot.
Yeah, this catapult, but still just swinging here. 7 minutes. And you're just trying to get a little bit of XP here as Techies, and that is a lot harder without a tower.
Huge. Takes it down. 7 minutes. Tier 1 tower. Like you said, we have not seen a ton of that throughout this. I mean, sometimes when it turns into a stomp.
Oh, Tianming though.
This is the price you pay.
Sneaky.
He's waving. See you later. And save? Actually, I think has to back out.
Okay, kind of got baited there.
This is now really scary for Templar Assassin, because her Ancients are exposed now to any random ganks from this Pugna and the Tusk kind of grouping up together. Oh. And there's nowhere to farm.
Body block. Oh, gets across the bridge.
It's a wide bridge, you know, 2 lanes.
The Torrent's going to come through.
One more hit.
They bring down Coming on that Pugna.
Your atrocity, mate.
A bit of a tough one for him so far. Everywhere it goes, he feels like he's dying. 0-3.
It's a really good lane setup, I think, for Beproom. I would say they're kind of advantage in all 3 lanes. So they're kind of proving that in this slight network lead that they got. But this mid rotation, I think, if anything, is saving the game for them. Being able to take the tower, getting the map control. I think the game would look very dire if they didn't make that move.
Yeah, it feels like they're running out of space pretty fast. They are still struggling as well. At least, you know, Lou's just hanging out down bottom. That is good news for the Lifestealer, doing his thing.
He's doing his job. He's going to sit here bot. He's probably not going to leave the lane until 15 minutes and just be happy sitting down here.
Oh, and you can see that in the mid lane, FY continue to make these rotations, get Somnus a DD. EA is, like you guys are talking about, very much in kind of a weird spot. So it feels like they've come up with at least a bit of the answer for the early game.
I really love this tower pressure from the Pugna too.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's something that is lacking a little bit with the Pugna draft sometimes. Maybe you get into a spot where you don't feel super confident moving on to the lanes if they go a little bit poorly here. But Xiaoming's just like, yeah, I can get in here. You know, if I die, I die. But I want damage on this tower. Kind of scary versus the Kunkka with both, though.
The interesting dynamic right now is that Azure Ray is really comfortable sitting in all their lanes as cores. The Necro will be alone mid and be really happy. Dawn's obviously going to be top, get solo level 6, and then want to ult away from her. She doesn't want the action to come to her. Lifestealer is Lifestealer. So it's kind of on Beproom right now to either say to themselves, oh, okay, we're happy trading 3 lanes of equal farm with each other, or make the moves themselves.
Well, a bit of a move here with that ward helping out.
King Chalice in no man's land, slowed, but gets away. It wasn't slowed, actually. So close to that level 6, recognizing the danger, will manage to escape.
9 XP away here.
Wait a minute, though. Wait a minute.
Walks into Toronto.
Hello? Tokyo spots him, maybe? Not sure if they did, yeah. Nightfall still chasing, the illusion is there. So they take him on a long walk. Finally, only a 1-second stun. I mean, they're gonna...
The supports are coming, but they're pretty far away, you know?
Well, goes for it, the blast off connects, and this is actually turning out to be a nice kill. Chalice still not getting level 6 online. Stun and done.
feels just so sad. You know you want this kill so bad, but he probably missed a full wait for that. But it's still really good that they just wastes time from everyone. So at the end of the day, the T is still farming mid, the Kunkka is still farming bot. So
wow, 2-second stun onto FY, saving that snowball.
Radiant's
Would be okay as he went for the step back, but K making the move mid, finding and killing that Pugna. So 7-1. And the other thing that's weird about this is while the kills are going pretty heavily into the favor of Bedboom, towers are dropping across the map. Lost the bottom tier 1 tower too.
I think it's mostly on the hero matchups. Bedboom have the strong lanes and farming, whereas Azure have the strong like sit there pressure and keep walking into you and you can't do anything about it because of their HP pools. So it's not too surprising that Azure is kind of leading the map advantage, but it's going to be more important to see if they can actually continue this forward, because I'm worried that if they don't continue this and they keep pressuring and the TA actually gets items into a Roshan, that there could be some group up death ball like we see a lot of Phoenix teams end up doing.
It feels like you want to maybe use one of these Solar Guardians at some point here soon, but then you're also kind of waiting for like level 6 on FY, so he has that big burst damage to come out and help assist with these kills.
A lot of waiting.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of waiting, I don't know if you guys heard when the game was starting, but there's an absolute powder keg of fans here for Azure, and they are just desperate to cheer for something right now.
I feel like every last hit, they're all waiting on beta.
Yeah, it's 7-1 right now. Like, they're just screaming as the game starts. It's just going to take one here, you know? They want Chalice to escape. He didn't quite make it. They've been killed in all these lanes, but if you get a couple plays going for Azure, they're going to hear this crowd light up.
So the surprising thing is Azure stole both experience, but both their subs are still not even level 6. And I think that just because their cores are wanting to stay in their lanes themselves and not really giving this lane experience up. So it kind of is feeling really bad for their early momentum pressure, because neither support can make this rotation for the Dawn to ult. So everyone just kind of waiting for each other. Just maybe the subs are asking for a little help here and there to get experience. And we'll see what happens when they can actually get level 6s up.
It is crazy to think that they still are not 6. I imagine they didn't get the Wisdom in, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's a real possibility of that. And still only 5.5 for FY as he just watches Blue take the enemy Ancients. It's like, please help me.
Any experience is good with that cool set that he's got with the weird, like, after image thing.
This is the scary map setup, I think, for Bedboom. Now, if you lose your Ancients as the Templar Assassin team, you feel really bad. All you want to do in the hero is set up traps, stack Ancients, and clear Ancients until you hit your timing, which for him, it's going to be Blink Shark. He's got the Blink. He skipped the Dragonlance, actually, I think he wants to be able to fight earlier, because he's feeling a little weird about the map. And he can't even farm his Ancients. Now he's going to get pulled into his Chaos Knight, and the territory is just going to start like slowly slipping up until Azure decides to take the tier 1 tower down.
And they're looking to snowball too, right? With Save having that Spirit Vessel build. So try and get involved in these kills with GPK, get across the map, and as they try and bully Lou out of here.
I mean, that's crazy. He just came up and stole 2 of the Ancients, took the hard camp too, and like you said, this area feeling very much constricted, and something that Lifestealer can definitely do. There aren't many heroes that can sort of feel that comfortable walking into that area without getting punished. So 7-1, still sitting pretty, and a smoke up now comes out as level 6s, I'm assuming, are just online.
It is time. They're going to be twin gating it up here by the looks of it.
I like the call to Nightfall. Yeah, I like the call to make the Lifestealer come. Lou's going to take the gate with him as well. He wants to be involved in this fight. The Phoenix is 6, he can kill it with the Rage, so this might be a really nice connection for Azure.
They are not even stopping for the tower, just rolling straight through, looking onto Chalice, safe, able to connect the fight, going weird for Bedboom though as they realize there are people behind. Can they quite catch up to Nightfall though? Snowball, shards, ready in a moment. BK showing up, they turn, say fine, we'll fight you want to fight, but then the Dawn will be coming through, hits on all of them. Nightfall is going to die.
There's an egg.
Slices coming from GPK, Infest, Snowball, they don't have any more left, they're going to get the Reaper Sight, find the kill. Somnus hitting big, Lul chasing for more. They lost the tusk, but they got the kills that matter.
Oh, but there are the Yule too for the clutch.
As they run them down, Toronto, Tokyo in the dirt too.
Yeah, they got what they were waiting for. Finally something to cheer for here for Azure.
They got the move. I think this was a really good timing play. They get the armlet on the Lifestealer. They know that there's not really a point to keep this continuing the game state and just change it up, go take this top tower. And again, when this top tower dies, that's when it's way easier for Tusk to find kills with the Donald. It's way much easier for the Pugna to pressure the tier 2s kind of casually.
Yeah, and FY's ready to take out his vengeance here on his cores. He's going straight for the Midas, okay? You guys just stayed in the lane the whole time. It's Midas Tusk time.
Oh, I love that.
He wants the Ags. The Blink Ags late game timing.
Love that. I mean, it's interesting too, right? Because you see this moment where Azure is grouped together as 4 heroes, and you got to imagine there's got to be something that can come out, some big AoE spell, but a lot of them had been used. I mean, the ghost ship, all the rest of it, it's also a problem fighting into Lifestealer with that natural built-in debuff immunity.
That was a great ship too.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy to fight someone that well. Like the egg was pretty solid as well, but just too overwhelmed.
I think the Lifestealer has too much health right now for Betboom to chip through. The TA probably needs this other item, whether it's the Shard or the Deso, to really like do the physical damage. And the Chaos Knight is really going to be weak versus the Necro, I think, in the early game. And the Lifestealer, he can't man-fight at all. So Betboom's in this really awkward position where you feel like you have the superior team fight, you have the Kunkka, you have the Phoenix, but you can't actually take the fights when you end up getting them.
Spot to be in right now, and that damage is coming soon for GPK. He's about 1,000 gold away from finishing up his Deso. You have Nightfall sort of retreating in the top part of the map here, farming through with the Armlet and the Echo Saber, so the BKB will come relatively soon.
So shout outs in that one to Necrophos. Getting the early Yule Scepter, like we were talking about. Now it also has the Death Seeker. Was able to make sure that they could get that Phoenix kill. Not often that you see that one get taken, but a good answer for Kunkka plays too.
Yeah, for the
Techies too, maybe, you know?
Yeah.
Also, the cool thing about the Shard is you can dodge the X with the Shard, as long as you're kind of like flying, you're, phase shifted or whatever you'll call it, while the X gets you pulled back from the Necro. So it's going to be really hard for the catch. I also think he'll probably end up buying a BKB to stop himself from getting purged, to stop all the Phoenix damage, the Kunkka X. So he'll probably just get one more item, maybe the Heart that is very common in Necro, and then just a BKB, and they might just try to end the game around them.
Feeling pretty solid. Currently, purchasing him a plate mail actually, even tank up a bit. Thinking about a Shiva's Guard, that's a nice choice.
Yeah.
Very good versus the TA and the CK.
Save with all these early kills that he's been able to get is actually just about completed the Spirit Vessel. So that's another one of those things that you gotta watch for as the Necrophos. You don't have any of these heroes. There's a lot of healing on the Azure lineup.
More value for the Yules.
There's also the Shiva's is going to be really good versus the Phoenix to kind of prevent the Sunray heal. So I like the Shiva's pickup. There's so much physical damage on Betboom that just having armor will kind of give you that threshold for the Pugna to heal you. Maybe the Tusk saves you, the Donald. They have so much different ways to save that as long as you can make your time alive just a few seconds longer, it's good enough.
Yeah, and at one point Chalice even had an AC queued up like mega early. Was even considering that as well, but then went for the Blade Mail into the eventual BKB. Another big timing here for Ludwig. Radiant's coming out here soon. Everything just being checked off on the list here.
The other big one coming up, which is that Midas completed, as Toronto Tokyo is going to run into Chalice. Can't really hit that bird at all. But yeah, that's going to be something that we can see. A Shard already done on the Phoenix too. We have seen Toronto Tokyo be willing to go for these early Midases also. Be another option for them after the Shard.
GPK's got the Blink, got the Deso. Like, do they want to try and make a play with the Techies? Does he want to wait for the Shard? Can they set up for Roche at all?
It looks like they're setting up for Roche. The Kunkka TPs to the outpost top, and they're kind of all around here with the Dire Roshan. I think they need to make a play at some point. You can't constantly keep playing the game like, okay guys, dodge, wait till the next item, okay guys. They're a little scary now, let's keep waiting. At some point you have to just bite the bullet and go for the fight.
Radiant's top tower is under
attack. For now, it's kind of a light push here on the top tower, seeing if anyone jumps out of position. Maybe they can go for a quick X kill or something, but nobody takes the bait.
I mean, this is really the Betboom Classic. We saw that match the other day against Virtus Pro. It was a similar type of story. Worked out for them in that instance. We'll see if it does in this one as well. But right now, they're trying to make a go. Catch on to Chalice. Bow, egg, everything. He's done. Managed to find themselves that easy kill. Will clip Tier 1 tower up top. But this timing is pretty strong for Betboom.
Toronto Tokyo likes these supports where you don't have to think about the itemization, right? Tree or Phoenix, just buy Shard, right? That's it. That's good. And Midas, yeah.
Hey, if you buy Midas, you can make him a core. He was very used to being a core in the past, so just getting the muscle memory back.
Tries to get out, the Infest, the runaway, drops down a couple of mines on his way out, but they will manage to find that kill. Ooh, chasing down Techies.
Radiance is now complete for Lifestealer. This is the scary phase of the game where Betboom is really not going to feel confident, I think, to make any moves on the map. And they're also not going to hit this Roche timing that I think was really important for them to do.
Yeah.
So their only move on the map right now, from an outside perspective, is to constantly kill the Dawn. If you fight away from the Dawn ults in. So your only choice really is to go wherever the Dawn goes and hope he's alone.
While trying to farm up GPK, like now he's going back for the Dragonlance. He still doesn't have his Shard. He's going to be thinking about this Radiance too in these fights, between the refractions and just the evasion and everything. Very frustrating.
There's also a Decrep to save. There's the Necro. So it's a lot harder than it looks for him to actually hit the heroes. Even if he has the damage,
Dire's top
he might not be
tower
able to
is
get
under
it out.
attack.
But further reason why you focus Chalice in these fights. Doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of net worth. Now, the Torrent, the pulling, the stun, the combo, they're getting him brought down.
There it is.
Decrep. Oh, Tianming gets his buddy out of trouble just then.
No
Can he get
infest.
away? No infest. And Rage wears off, which means, come on back, say hi.
That was the dispel. Almost immediately after that decrep. Just took it right off there, kept the damage going, and Tianming just vanished, by the way. Like, he decreps for like 1 second, just gone. One hero that GPK can knock down.
Also, one of the cool changes with Kunkka, now you can X through the BKB, and as long as you do with like, you know, less than 4 seconds remaining, you just pull them back, which
Yeah.
is a massive bump for Kunkka. I think that's one of the main reasons why he's been like so heavily valued.
Radiant's
Sort of
middle
that
tower
change to
is
debuff
under
immunity
attack.
affected a lot of things. Even like the Tusk being able to make sure he snowballs off against BKBs, all the rest of that.
We're still figuring a lot out, I feel like, when it
Exactly.
comes to that too with a lot of heroes.
The Alchemist being able to stun and not always stun himself.
That's how it goes.
So Shiva's now finished. He's got the heart queued up. Just get the HP. All you need on this hero is to live. You do damage by being alive. And so for Azure, I think the game is just smooth sailing right now. You just keep farming, keep playing the map, just wait for Betboom to go on you, and just pretty much hope that you have enough HP. It looks like they have enough HP right now.
And they do look pretty tanky.
You're right. They are instead gonna go for a little wrap through, see if they can find any of these heroes farming out the topside jungle. Isn't anybody there though? Right now, you can see Betboom playing much more statically together side of the map, and they're instead going to make a play themselves with this Scepter done on Pure. Oh, TPing back in on Pure, the Yules. Does he manage to land in time? He will. So he will get out of there. Maybe wait a second longer on that, but still tier 2
Dire's
tower
top
done.
tower has fallen.
Seems like he had a general idea what was happening up there.
Oh yeah.
It's a good effort. And the one thing is this move top now, maybe it opens Betboom up to take the Roche.
Yeah.
They knew immediately. The scan already happened.
Dire's top tower is under
The tier 1
attack.
tower is still up. It's a really fast teleport rotation if they know that this is happening. The gate's also already coming out. Roshon's dropping really fast.
Yeah, they know. They're getting ready. Walking in.
I mean, this is into egg,
Ready to jump.
the boat.
Can they do it? FY throws the short save, jumps in, but immediately gets ulted. Pool is there, and they get the Aegis and starting to get out. Raw Tokyo dives away, wants to TP to get out of trouble, and you know what? That's a pretty freebie as long as... Wait a minute. Nightfall there for the chase. BKB, gotta run. Pure drops the Torrent Storm and tries to get away. They have enough to escape with Nightfall. Charge is gonna catch up. Nightfall in trouble, and the Dawn Ultimate comes out. They take down Nightfall.
That's Tusk. You know, you don't have this just free BKB TP, so he has to run it off. And again, that ability to go through the debuff immunity coming in huge.
Nice timer being put in the chat for the Aegis. Love that.
Very helpful.
At least they got the Roche. They got the Aegis. He kept it alive, so they'll have it for the next fight. But I don't really know if in the fights that the TA is dying, it's going to be beneficial for them. Because he needs to be alive the whole time doing damage. So I think, if anything, this Aegis will more be a deterrent to hopefully make it so the enemy team doesn't get Aegis and they can delay the game. They need to hit this next set of items for Betboom, and that's when they can really start doing the damage.
Well, speaking of which, they did finish that Midas on Phoenix, so still on the prize of trying to push this towards the later stages of the game. I mean, so right now it definitely feels like Azure has a strong command of the map. They can move wherever they want. They're farming up where they want to. Do you think they want to push the tempo faster and put like a sort of really big burst in the side of Betboom, or do you think they're more comfortable with it just sitting around?
I think you always want to, but high ground is so scary now, especially with the Kunkka and all the random spells that he has these days, the Phoenix. It's just so hard, and you feel like you can... That's where you lose the game. It's going high ground prematurely. So they want to just make sure that it's much better to make the game go late than to lose.
They find one. That's the Pugna. Tidal Wave pulls him in closer, along with Will. They start to burn him down. Stun also connects now onto Lifestealer. He's down so low and gone! How did that happen? And now the turn onto Somnus. This is not the way the fight was supposed to go for Azure.
Save lives.
It's Somnus in trouble still. They pull him back in with that X. Got him caught and killed.
They were just kind of poking a little bit there. And suddenly they just got this huge fish. I don't think they were expecting it.
I think that was the Kunkka Ag just randomly caught him with the torrent, and they just got chain stunned for like 5-6 seconds, and he went down.
Middle
Oh, it's
tower
gotta be
is under
so
attack.
frustrating.
One of the few downsides, I guess, to Lifestealer is you really don't want to BKB. That's 6 seconds, you know?
He has it queued up.
Yeah, that's
Has he
tough.
said that?
Yep. Yeah, he realizes, like, I don't get to live that life.
Radiant's top tower.
I mean, it's
is under
also one of
attack.
those things where like any type of status resistance maybe, or something like that, and maybe you can survive through it, but you randomly get caught by that torrent storm, dangerous.
Yeah, and you can't even status that
That's a good point.
Has fallen.
Watch out, Spirit Breaker players.
Dangerous.
Don't land into the torrent, you know?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So Betboom's kind of getting online with the fight. I would say the Kunkka Ags is one of the strongest team fight spells in the tool. Just the water park everywhere, and with the Phoenix, it makes it really hard to hit the egg. Even just to kite away from the egg, it kind of ruins everything. And GPK is starting to really hit this damage timing, where he can kill everything, and again, he is saved to dispel all the just random ethereals between the Pugna and the Necro.
Radiant's bottom
He had that
tower
shard
is
still
under
queued up for a
attack.
while, but then after a huge fight like that, he wants to grow a little bit larger here. Or something a bit bigger in the Nullifier. Obviously very useful again for all the same reasons where the Techies dispel was going to be solid.
Bottom tower
It'll
is
help you out
fallen.
versus this Necrophos, this Pugna, all the saves they have, and now even the Orchid to perhaps deal with some of the saves that FY has. Lock down this Tusk, but we do have a Manta nice and early on loose, so he's not like immediately targeted by the
Radiant's
Orchid.
middle tower is
He
under
was probably
attack.
worried about his damage, I think, in the early game from the TA, because normally when you go the shard, you want to have really high damage on your team, be ahead, get kills constantly with the silence and all the vision you get. And in this game, since there's more of like farming, you want to spend all the gold you can on the damage or the scaling rather than this early game team fight.
I mean, your Kunkka's got shard and eggs, right? Yeah, he can control people.
Fine.
He'll do the damage.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, I think the other thing too is that in that sort of chaotic midst of a team fight, you're not going to be seeing the Tusk saves, which is what you're really going to be waiting on, is that life stealer. They are getting set up again. It feels like if things are all
Dire's
even
middle
and
tower
that's
is
the way
under
they want, it's
attack.
going to be hard to kill the Azure hero.
It doesn't look like Azure has the Aegis, does it? Like the way they're like running mid here.
No.
Or sorry, that Betboom has the Aegis. Like, they kind of feel like they're the ones feeling this pressure to try and push a little bit with their Pugna. They draw back some heroes and they immediately just go back to farming.
Yeah, but now, even this whole Aegis, they're up 4,000 gold. So they kind of swung the game 5,000 gold by just having this Aegis, taking that one mid team fight, and actually getting their items is what's going to make this draft really strong, because they still have the Phoenix. I think every game, if you have a Phoenix, you have the damage to kill any hero that you want.
Terrifying hero for a reason. Back to the 2015, 2016 days of Phoenix when it was just Sunray. It's a good hero.
Just Sunray.
Now it's everything else, right?
I mean, now Sunray has a blind on it, so you just miss half the time you want to hit the egg. You can refresh that when you click the egg with
so
shard.
appropriate. It's hard to look into the sun. Don't do it, everybody.
Hurts
You
the
don't
eyes.
see sun often anyways with all
Yeah.
gamers, but gotta be careful.
Now it's kind of up to, it's still up to Betboom, I think, to kind of make the aggressive plays. Azure still has these really strong heroes and the Dawn with the global. So they can kind of keep splitting up, the Dawn can keep farming, and they can keep playing the map, thankfully.
Dire's
But
middle
it's,
tower
I would
is
say,
under
a
attack.
little behind on the gold now, but Betboom are the ones who, they're still feeling forced to make the moves, I would say.
I think Chalice has done a very good job of that this game too. It's like not getting picked off too much, farming in some of these safer spots here, and now moving in towards that shard as well. So that's gonna help out a lot in these team fights.
Yeah, the one thing about Dawn
Oh, I
is
say that she cancels. Yeah. Chalice says, I need more damage, like this TA.
it does later.
Right. I mean, it's tempting. It's too hard not to take it.
There is a damage issue. When the Kunkka presses boat and there's a laser, it's just so much damage reduction and healing that it's really hard to kill. Probably the CK mostly is going to be the one in the front, even the Kunkka. So it's kind of on you to be able to kite the fight. I think if Azure can survive the long fight, they win. Lifesteer is amazing in the long fights. Necrophos is amazing in these long fights. And Betboom kind of have these one really, really big round of spells where they
Yeah.
click everything.
Meld, you know, CK pull-in,
Yeah,
explosion.
Can I also just say that I love that you call it laser instead of Sunray, because that's it feels much more appropriate.
Sunray does have kind of friendly.
I know.
Catching some rays.
It's like a,
you know?
it's like a healing. That's probably the healing side.
Oh,
The
okay.
lasers for enemies. It's two sides.
Laser and Sunray. A smoke up now coming from Azure as they want to find Betboom down on this bottom side of the map, and there's good vision. There's a mine up on that high ground, which should reveal their positioning if they walk that way.
They can burst the
Push
Phoenix.
now. Somnus finds one. That's a good one to get, but can they burst him in time? This great play, catching that Tusk and killing the Phoenix. The one for either side doing well, but Somnus now in trouble. He doesn't have the help from the Tusk. He can't get there, but he doesn't need it. Backing away. The Infest was there from the Light Stealer. Nightfall, ooh, barely gets away. That snowball could have been good, and Pure also in trouble. This is a fabulous fight for Azure.
Nearly got saved there too.
That was a really quick Orchid on the Tusk, but the Phoenix didn't get the egg off.
No.
He got stunned by the Necrophos Soul and just 100 to 0.
And no opportunities there. Even on the big dive, couldn't find a solid spot for it.
And you saw, even with the Chaos Knight using pretty much the entire fight to try to kill the Tusk, the Dawn just ults and saves him. It stuns the CK through BKB, it does all the healing on the Tusk, then he can stun him again if the Tusk has punch. There's just so much kind of like delaying in the fight that it was hard for them to win the fight fast like they need to.
And they weren't particularly close against Somnus. He just finished off the heart now too. So I don't know, like 700 HP or so here.
I mean, this is the thing too, right? Like these long duration fights are gonna start feeling super weird because on the one hand, like obviously if you can get like a really good Sunray, that's amazing. But he's gonna have 2 in the fight. If Phoenix can survive, I'm really not sure who I'm gonna be favoring in this. It feels like the fights could last multiple minutes.
Yeah, hopefully. That sounds exciting to me.
Or it could just be over in a second if Necrophos gets a good ulti.
It does feel like that's the big one, right? You just lock someone down just like that.
They also don't really have save. They don't have a Tusk, they don't have a Shadow Demon, an Oracle, kind of this like anti-Necrophos hero where he just gets to press it. Just hopefully it's on refraction. That's the only thing he's worried about.
Yeah, save, maybe the Glimmer can possibly save you, who knows?
But Glimmer even these days is now just a solid like number shield.
Yeah,
it's just a 300 block, so it's not like the old days where it's just magic resistance.
Fingers crossed, you know?
Yeah, hopefully the 300 will be enough.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what we need? Dagonums.
That is a save.
Such a terrifying item. Does anyone ever feel good using that item? It's so risky.
I would love to see it buy an ice.
They don't have the best egg killers.
They don't. It's only the Lifestealer.
Yeah.
Just the guy who has BKB immunity and 83 attack speed.
Yeah, just keep it away from him, maybe.
Here we go again, another smoke heading through the exact same area where the last fight happened. This time during day. Nightfall catches sight of FY, stun.
Big blink.
Oh,
Blink back.
He's too good. Oh, the Tusk King.
And Pure, now the one that's chased. Lul right there, already popped the Enrage though, and now the X, the late X, pulls him back in a moment. No, he cuts inside. Gets away, Chalice keeps his buddy safe. And just like that, the fight discontinues.
I mean, it's still a DDTA. GPK's feeling it though.
Relatively at the very least. Azure head down this area, and they're gonna see if they check that it's spawned. They're holding the better position at this point in the game.
Chaos Knight and Kunkka used both of their ults. So now Betboom is down 2 ultimate abilities for this fight, whereas Azure kind of has everything. They didn't click a single button, they just blinked away. So it's really scary for Betboom to just walk headfirst into them.
Nightfall's really not sure. He's like, I gotta blink that. I'm way back here.
Oh.
Can't figure out how to get into this one.
Chalice starts to beat away at Roche. They realize what's going on. Radiant scanning, thinking they're coming from the left. Ball is only a half HP Roche.
Lots FY.
All of them. Takes over the Watcher. Okay, good play there. It should know that they're right on top of him. Still has that blink ready if he wants to jump in. Save also ready for a jump. They have it if they want, but it's going to come a second too late. We'll get stunned, but they manage to get out. Now the water park. They do drop the Reaper's sight. Hold on, the Techies. Do they have more? Trying to find another. That's going to be John Ming falling. He dies. Somnus backs away. FY chasing the Dawnbreaker ultimate. Coming in for the turn. And with that, 3 of Betboom will go down.
Just again, great positioning here from Azure and just confident knowing that they can take this. There's no good options. Like they're down those ultimates and they need them for these fights on Betboom.
Really fast decrep. There's a nullifier now, but even just saving the Tusk, kind of delaying the fight. Everything they can do to make the fight last just a fraction of a second longer for Azure matters so much.
Yeah, and every time that you're using another disable, another save, that's what helps get Chalice at the backside of the pit, right? Able to survive, then goes to the Solar Guardian to absolute guarantee the kill and the saves. No concerns for them finishing that one off.
Take a look at this fight again. It looks again like it could have been good, but just a couple of seconds difference. Again, imagine if he queues up that blast off and is able to steal away the Aegis. Unfortunately, did not happen for him.
You can see the glimpses of the Kunkka title, the water park. I don't know the official name of it. The Kunkka Ag.
Nobody does.
Torrent Storm.
There it is.
Just kind of like crushing the fight. And I think if they're able to actually win the fight, get the egg off, they're in a better position. I think the egg kind of ended up being in the middle of all the cores and it instantly died. So if they get a better combination hit on it, I think it'll help them out a lot.
Dire's middle tower is under
Another
attack.
big item here, though, the big damage from this Necrophos. The Agnum's complete.
Oh, God.
So, you know, has the talents for the Heartstopper, has the Agnums for the Heartstopper, just needs to live.
Yeah, if he gets a single kill and he gets this like 200 health per second, that's when everything just is a domino effect.
Fight just falls apart at that point.
So now Betboom is kind of asking themselves, how do we take this fight? Is it high ground, which I think Kunkka is probably one of the better high ground heroes in the game. And I think they really still need to farm on the course. They can't be trapped in their base and just hope for the best and wait for the push. I think the TA and the CK really need to get out, farm the lanes, cut the waves, do whatever they need to do, maybe get some pickoffs.
Oh, save. Close to being spotted by the Shiva's guard, but just not quite here.
So fast.
Reactive and TP out after the Glimmer. save will man that one. But yeah, I think like we've seen it when these players and teams do get stuck in their base, the net worth lead just starts expanding massively. And to be fair, as we get later and later into this game, it's going to matter less that net worth lead. But the problem that I'm seeing is that it just feels like Red Bull hasn't won a fight in a while. They're still farming good, but this type of a kill, it can't afford to happen. Azure, what a cleanup.
Immediately just want to run down these lanes as much as they can, but yeah, there's not a whole lot of pressure to just immediately go high ground. What you want to do is like find these picks, right? Picks like that. They want to be catching one of the big cores if they could as well. Try and get down some solid vision to see into this area where they think they have this safe farm.
Map being really big is a blessing for both types of situations in this, where if you have the mobility to cut the waves and farm the map really safely, it's good for you when you're behind, because you can always farm. But I don't think BetBoom really has that luxury, and so Azure gets to farm everything now that they're ahead. And that's why BetBoom, you see them all sitting in their base. They have the Techies set up, you know, a very fun game we might have coming in for us. And they can't really farm, because anytime they're out, they might get caught like the Phoenix just did. And they get maybe 10% of the map is theirs, and they have to hope when the waves push in, they get that. And everything else is Azure's territory.
Just like TA traps are their hope, really. Like trying to whittle down some of these waves as much as they can. Still no silence as well, so it's hard to just create like random pick-off opportunities there. Techies players, however, do thrive here, right? I mean, Save is an expert. He loves playing this hero.
Oh, he's ready.
They've griefed many games. They're kind of used to sitting up here on the high ground for a really long time and just laying mines everywhere, right? This is kind of like, now you're in my turf.
Exactly.
Yeah, anything, maybe more Midases?
True.
For BetBoom?
Yeah, we've only
play for the Techies, play for the late game.
Tried to go for that tidal wave, pull him in, but couldn't quite connect there. It does mean that for Azure, you're even less likely to want to go up and do anything at all. They will still have this Midas on the Tusk, keeping them nice and built up and scaling in this game, most likely queuing up the BKB next. 6,000 gold behind the Kunkka at this point, but the Kunkka did finish the Sheepstick. So they have extra forms of control. It's just about can GPK deal that massive damage along with that CK to take him down.
They're doing the Dawn smoke. They're going for the Dawn, the guy who's going to be alone, try to ult in, and it's going to be a Hex reveal, hopefully.
Can they get him, though? Chasing, find him. Hex is there. That's exactly what they needed. 2 seconds stun, he's done. And now on the rest of them, Azure, they have to back away.
Boy runs in, confirms there is a ward there.
Oh, yeah.
And that has to quickly retreat, so he's not the next victim. And that's going to give a lot of space out here on the map.
70 seconds, no buyback on the Dawn, so they don't even have the chance to kind of bait a fight into a buyback ult. They just have to give up all the farm they need.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Definitely a
attack.
boon for BetBoom fans as they manage to reclaim some farm for themselves. And again, that entire period of time, they're only down about 2 to 3K. So they weren't losing out on a huge amount of it.
Yeah, we're making the game, I feel like, seem really, really scary, but the gold lead's been pretty small the whole game.
Oh, yeah.
Neither team has had a big lead. I think it's more in terms of the momentum of the map, whereas the item timings that they have, the Aegis, you know, which towers they can take. And honestly, it's really close.
Yeah.
Neither team has a really massive timing, I think, coming in the next couple of minutes, so it's based on who starts the fight, I think. If we see it like there, where they start on the Dawn, it's going to be really easy for BetBoom to take the fight, but if they get a good kill on the Phoenix, a good fast Reaper site, something like that, Azure gets to take the fight.
And I think that's where we kind of get this idea of, like, it just looks easier in these fights, I would say, for Azure, like, because of the multiple saves, like, you have to get that blow up for BetBoom, or it looks like a disaster to me. But, you know, those blow-ups do get a little bit easier here. We're kind of hitting this, like, peak damage before the peak tank ability on some of these heroes, like that Dawnbreaker.
Well, and the other thing, too, is you got to be careful with your positioning on Chalice, I feel like. You can't afford to get caught out like that. If that type of play continues to happen, it's, you know, a little bit rough. But one time, you know, it happens.
Happens to the best of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the most important thing for Chalice right now is to make sure he kind of bounces between farming aggressively and shoving the lanes in, because it's very important to take the farm away from the other team, but also not dying. So he might be a little more cautious now from his own Ancients, farm his side of the map, but he's probably going to move up at some point, maybe with a ward to protect him instead of just nothing.
Yeah.
And now they have a little bit of vision still down bottom of the game. Tormentor, something that they definitely want to get on BetBoom, because they already have Shard on Kunkka, Techies, and Phoenix, so a chance to get it on the TA or the CK would be great.
But yeah, both cores have really good shards. The CK one I think will be slightly better for them at this point. Just getting this more damage on the burst will really help them with Silence. I don't think we'll really matter that much. There's so many Mantas and Duels and just random Dispels. BKBs on the Tusk I think is about to be finished. So.
Feels good when you hit a support though. That's, you know, catch this like random Pugman in the back, he's just silenced, it's a bad time.
The other thing that I love about this is that when you get to these later game scenarios, you start to see stuff that like you haven't just seen before at all, I feel like. And I'm guaranteeing that at some point this game we're going to be seeing this Phoenix Aghanims. He's giving up a sheep stick. I'm still thinking we're going to be at Ags eventually. Oh, this one is going.
We had this discussion actually on the bus ride back last night about what happens, right? You know, you can practice Dota because every game you're going to play the first 10 minutes, as you said. But when it gets later and later, you know, things get a little bit wild and you're kind of in new territory.
Oh, Toronto, Tokyo. FY ready to initiate. They jump right at the start and they blow up the side. No, yes they will. Even through the sun ray, it was more than enough to take down that TA. Save, TP's out, manages to escape.
Really good pick off. There's no buyback on the TA. We're probably going to see them push. They have really, honestly, easy push between the Pugna and the Lifestealer. Just you have a free BKB to just poke, you have the Pugna to constantly push the tower. That's a massive opening.
I mean, he's got a cheese too.
Yeah, I mean, again, getting no TA at all. They're just going to enrage. You're now in trouble. They're going to try and pull him into the mines, doing some damage, but not a ton. But the X marks the spot. Has the Eul Scepter to keep Somnus alive a little longer. Stuns are there, but he is just not dying. Nobody is dying, and instead it's going to be the racks that are going down. All it takes is that one kill.
Their Nullifier's dead, so they don't really have a way to kill him. To get Deep Crab, to get Ghost Shot on, there's nothing they can do to kill him right now.
And they keep going for more. A second set of racks, still 40 seconds. No TA at all, but the stun, the pullback, the snowball save! He blows up on the second round. Tries to get away with that. Eul's Chalice steps forward. You never want to go high ground, but maybe AR, they can do it. FY gets healed back up. The life drain, but another tidal wave. You're pulling him in that much closer. Somnus, he's going to get stunned. 3 seconds on that one. Save looks for more. The Dawnbreaker ultimate coming in, and he hits there and finds the kill on the save. A second hero gone from this. Disarm, backs away. Snowball pure. He's low. Is he going to survive? The boat bump, it's not enough. The buyback is there, now looking to take down Somnus. He has dealt with so much damage in this extended fight. They will finally kill off at least one on FY, but Azure Ray getting the adoration from the crowd.
Taking the full set of racks in the bottom lane there and then cleaning up a couple more in the mid. Yeah, they lose some, but it's a 10K lead now, finally opening up a bit of a gap here in this match.
Roshan is up.
Yeah, that's going to be a surprise.
BetBoom is going to be able to kind of steal it, but that was looking really scary for BetBoom. I think if they didn't get that burst on the Lifestealer on their tier 4s, they would have just lost the game. Or just lost pretty much everything before they did it. And now they have a chance. They have a chance to take this Roach fight. There's no Tusk. Maybe they force a buyback. Buyback happens.
They know. They're going to come and contest.
Oh, that is tough.
I mean,
it's a scary fight.
Love to be able to get this one, but it's too hard to do. Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. There's a couple moments where there's nothing happening in this game, and then in a flurry of about 7 minutes, the entire thing is broken wide open.
Radiant's top tower.
Phoenix has Refresher. He has 2 eggs, 4 Sunrays, and they need this fight to, like, they need to survive the fight for BetBoom. They need to make sure that all the CK legions are alive, that the Kunkka lives for the whole fight, and they need to really kill the heroes when they jump. The saves are kind of too much for them right now, and I don't really know how to deal with it besides just doing more damage.
Good scan here as well, though.
Azure,
they are missing their gem. Drop that in the fight, and that's why it went down.
Level 25 on Necro has been achieved. We saw in that last fight too is 8,000 damage done by the Techies. This is one benefit of BetBoom being able to sort of hold an area, is that lets him get set up on save and set up for a lot of extra damage.
I mean, there were like Kunkka pullbacks and everything too.
Oh yeah.
Catch people into the mines. There was a lot of synergy that you can achieve on the high ground that's a lot harder. Definitely doable near Roche, but
harder when you're late. They have some TA traps to get vision of the Roche, so they constantly know what's happening, but they can't really enter. They have to constantly replace them. Maybe they get jumped on the TA, and they're going to kind of smoke around. But
they're just going to try and take it. Fine, let's go on in. BetBoom, can they get there in time to contest this?
So much on Toronto, Tokyo now. So many possibilities in this fight.
He steps in, the torrent is revealed. There's one stun, down to half HP, almost gone. He is going to fall. Chalice does have buyback, though. Have to be careful about that one. Roche at about a 3rd HP. Toronto Tokyo has already used 1 round of his abilities. Can they go for more? Has the refresher at the ready. Pops it now. Okay, beating into Somnus. Somnus has taken so much damage in this game.
I can't tell. He's always full health.
Yeah. Can't get through a whole lot here.
This is a scary situation. The egg outside the pit is really hard to find.
They jump. They're trying to find him, but the snowball save is there yet again. Will it be enough? He's getting in, pulled far forward. That's why they buy back on the 2. Nightfall. Buyback. Chalice. If he goes down right here, this is it. Chalice gets separated though, and there's the Reaper sight. A well the turn, but still Chalice and FY are dead. So are the CK and the Techies. They have to back away from Lul, but Pure, what else does he have left in the tank? Somnus is still just at full HP.
GPK knows there's no sight here, but how much can he go for?
They have it, thinks about the goal, takes him out with one shot. There's the tidal wave, but the rage is there. Lul, he says, no, you're not stealing my Aegis. They take down Bet Boom Team again. And somehow, after all of that, it's a 1K gold lead. That's it.
All right. Everything evening up here, and they'll get a little bit of chance to farm up on some of these heroes, but how much can you actually pressure with just these 3 heroes, an Aegis and a Cheese?
They probably can end up pressuring mid, but I think the safe thing is right now just wait. They're confident in these fights, and you see here, it seems really easy. They have the buybacks, it's a Radiant Roche, so they have the advantage. That's where all their gold went, just the buybacks, but they win the Roche fight, and that's all that matters.
I guess he couldn't pull him in or something there. It looked like it was a snowball save, but FY didn't actually get him. Must have been a little too far distance.
Probably looks really scary when Bet Boom does win this fight really fast. They got a bunch of kills, Chalice diebacks, the Tusk diebacks, but there's a second round of rounds.
There is a condition though, obviously you get back in this game now, they're at the middle racks here, they're still missing a couple of heroes, but they are pushing, but there is Lifestealer, no buyback, right? That's definitely one thing they can be hunting for. They have this big burst damage. We've seen him go down before. If he gets caught inside the water park, that could be an opportunity here for Bet Boom, and you know, they definitely have a little bit of push.
I mean, is Somnus actually going to die? I don't know. This guy is huge. He's 10-1-8. They're going to try and jump on him here, but he's just healing through it all. They actually are not doing enough to him. I don't know what you do against Somnus now. He is a problem.
I think your goal is just to avoid him. Just every time you see him and you hear someone say, guys, kill the Necrophos, just say to yourself, like, no, guys, someone else, please. Like, kill the Pugna, kill the Tusk, anything that's not the Necrophos, you have to make sure that no matter how good it looks to kill him, you just don't take the risk.
You need to give him your bristleback treatment.
Okay, he's going for the infused Agonist as well here on Somnus.
Goes in, 1-2 shot, but the heal with the life drain is ready.
There's also BKB now finishing delivered to FY on this Tusk. So huge for the saves and trying to not get caught inside of Kunkka's whirlpool.
Got to be so stressful too. You're on the verge of getting even further into this tournament for Bet Boom. Would love to be able to come away with this one with the first game victory, and Azure seem to be in position to keep this pressure and momentum going. They send their sights up towards the top side of the map.
Ob Sentry combo here.
Jump.
By Nightfall.
Finds him. Good damage, good damage. Is it enough? Yes!
Just lurking, waiting for you to step out just the tiniest bit from your base and immediately punished.
And that is no buyback again. 800 gold away. This is another huge moment. These cores of Bet Boom getting caught without buyback. Oh, though, can they do something about it? Maybe they don't need them.
All right, that's Aegis. That's Aegis.
Can they do it again? Somnus standing on top of his buddy, ready for an infest if things get dicey.
Oh, that was kind of free.
In a row.
Yeah, I mean, you need something like that right now for Bet Boom. Put a bit of gas in the tank here. They're going to lose their ward on the outside of the base there, trying to keep an eye on them.
I've never seen that hammer talent. That's crazy, the distance of the Dawn W.
Especially for the TA, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, to just cancel the blings, just maybe catch the Phoenix off guard slow.
The range is insane. Oh man, Chalice drops the hammer and takes the tower.
So it's going to be a slow burn push. The Pugna just presses his Q off cooldown, just slowly whittles it down. Lifestealer's going to slowly whittle it down. And there's no rush. They're hanging out. They're having a good time.
Well, apparently Chalice says there's a rush. He runs in, finds the Phoenix, forces him to back away. And they go for more. That's already the melee racks down. Somnus stepping up. They're going to drop the water park. Hits onto one, but the snowball save there again.
Nice snowball.
Nicely done, and gets over to where the dead creeps were too. Why not?
CK's just coming back up right now.
But can they get out? Yule Scepter looking pretty fine, and gonna Death Seeker to the low ground. Azure get the whole set of racks, and they get out.
He's really hard to control. Very difficult there.
13,000 gold lead. First time that it's been this big in the whole game. It was a really close game, but after these kind of roach fights, all the buybacks, it just seems so hard for Bet Boom to actually take a real fight for themselves.
I mean, it still is sort of evident of how, strong they feel like the Bet Boom team fight is, that they're not willing to go for the all-in-play for this other set of racks. With all these mines that are set up and the rest of it, it's got to be annoying to try and play into. But you got to imagine now, controlling this map, they're going to continue to build up this lead, get themselves into a strong position.
I mean, you've seen your strongest core just vanish in an instant.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that if he does die one more time, Lou's just gone for a while, so kind of terrifying.
The cool thing is, so Lifestealer got the Ags from the Roche fight bot, and it's another way to BKB disable a hero. So he can jump the TA when she BKBs, and it just disarms her through BKB for the entire duration of the infest. Which is about, I think it's 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So if he gets that on the TA, she's just stuck there doing nothing with her BKB, and when TA doesn't have BKB, she can't fight into Azure.
That's a really good point. Yeah, I forgot about that. The Vex could be really strong, and it's got decent range now,
Even
too.
picks up a blink, a swift dagger.
Yeah,
So
he just got the blink too, so it can immediately just jump in when he's needed.
And no Lincolns, I think, on anybody from Bet Boom, so that is a really frustrating situation for them.
as long as he doesn't jump the TA with fraction, she blinks backwards into Found or something.
Oh, yeah.
Shenanigans.
That could be an issue.
Everything will be okay.
Well, now that you've said it,
Yeah.
you know what's going to
Or,
happen,
into
right?
like 10 mines.
Yeah, something scary.
Yeah.
It does last for a while, though.
That's great.
Been there for a cool minute.
But, you get blink back, we got Reality Rift pierces the spell immunity, you're being pulled all over the place here. Suddenly there's an Earth Spirit kicking you into the well.
Here's in the game. Like one of those side characters.
We are getting to the point where you should be able to just buy another hero. The game's
yeah.
going pretty long,
I like that.
Would you just make someone would like the coach micro it, or would just be one of the players?
Oh, that would be nice. We could have their music play. They come in. Oh, they've purchased Blitz! And he just like comes to the stage.
Dude, look at those mines. What is happening?
Techies, baby.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting one. This is going to be an interesting one.
So many people are relating to this right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He has like the sort of orientation perfect.
It is very nice. It's pleasing to look at.
I like that.
Oddly satisfying,
I unfortunately have to agree that this is a nice, like, a nice visual.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Azure are going to quite feel so confident. Extra rage duration. They also have BKB on low, so he is just debuff immune for a very long time.
And he's almost got his Ex Machina, because
Almost.
we're 9 minutes away here
Oh, hey.
at this point.
Good call, good call. Well, this is the other nice thing that you can potentially do is just shove out all
Sir,
the flames.
you have one of those already.
Oh.
No, he's made a mistake, Gunner. He has 2 hearts.
Oh, jeez.
Sounds like a little fun.
Oh, no.
The health region doesn't
This is
stack.
where we are.
They have a Tusk kick, too, now. Looking for anybody. I don't think Somnus is going to care.
Not Somnus.
Even if like they lose this game, Somnus isn't going to die. That's just the reality.
Look how confident he is. He's just walking into every single hero.
Dude, he does not care even a little bit. That's disgusting.
Fatal is finished for the TA, so that's more damage that they have to hopefully burst.
Yep.
Burst it over. They're out of the base. There's the Tusk punch, the kick back. Tries to find him. Can they get away? At least for the moment they will. It's on to Tusk though. He's starting to fall. Heal is there, but save. He gets the good chunk with the blast off on his new. And already starting to die on challenge with the Sunray out. They're actually destroying them. Oh, Somnus! Where are your hearts now, boy?
Well, I thought with the green guy, his heart would like grow, but his heart shrunk this day, way on down there. That is tough. 2 hearts and you still blow up in about a second?
What happened?
I don't know.
Like a lot of damage.
They all did damage.
The water park was doing absolute work. Like, I saw Lifestealers just like spinning around, getting controlled up, get hit by the boat. He got silenced by the trap because the shard's up there. A couple torrents connected, and then it's just a big boom, 800 damage from TA, 800 damage from CK. They're stacking it all up at once, and he's just gone. Great timing for that Daedalus, that's for sure.
It looked like a really good initiation, but the TA got the blink off right after the kick, so they don't really, they kind of kite this kick out. The Tusk doesn't get his BKB off. He just gets bursted by the Torrent Storm, and I think after that, Chalice also gets stuck.
Too, yeah. And then Hex.
They all drop just so quickly. And I mean, this is really the problem, right? You're talking about late game Dota where one fight and suddenly they're up on your high ground a lot of time on these respawn timers. A plus sorry comes on out. Not sure what's going on there. Some tips from the other members of Bedroom, but this is the full set of racks in the throne.
Oh,
thinking about it
a little bit here.
I mean, you got to be careful. If you're Azure Rage, you decide to buy back right now. This is a tier 4 tower already starting to fall. They have 38 seconds on this Lifestealer, but they're going to back out of Bedroom. They get the glyph, reset.
That's why. Setting up.
Sir.
This guy's
Okay, all right.
Is under attack.
Now relax a little bit here. Just want to burn his TP cooldown.
Roshan is up, and That's a big thing.
Yeah, we got a
So
minute left
late.
here too.
This is going to set up for 60-minute items if the game doesn't end after this Aegis. There's an Ags, which is really big for anyone that TA can get the Ags, kind of move around the map. The C can get the Ags and just have so much physical damage. So if Bedboom gets his Roche, I think it kind of swings the map or the whole game state into their favor.
Yeah, and it should be very fast. I mean, they're starting to move here from Azure. Getting there as quick as they can. I mean, the crowd has been cheering as much as they can for them. The air kind of got sucked out of the building in that last fight.
Oh, you're not
They want to
wrong.
come back alive right now.
FY, they're scanning. Toronto, Tokyo up on the high ground. They already are in there with Lil, but GBK, he gets the Aegis. Chalice shows up, able to steal the Aghanims. Okay, that's a nice win, but Chalice is going to die for it. And dead for 100 seconds, no buyback.
That is kind of sick, though.
It was kind of cool.
Yes.
Feels cool.
Yeah, I don't know
He's
how
close
much...
to his buyback. I think FY's going to get a bounty run right now and get buyback for the Dawn.
Oh, that's huge. Okay, not so bad then.
So it's not as scary, but TA does get the Aegis. They get the Roche. They kind of stop it from Azure getting it and try to close the game out. So a good timing for Bedboom.
Oh, I mean, that's the thing that's interesting is now it definitely feels like the fight is just kind of reset. And the entire game has in a way. Because you didn't get that Aghanims, which can so often like start snowballing the lead even further, or at least regain control. The Aegis on TA, it matters, but it also feels like there's a lot of great ways that Azure have to set up on the TA after the Aegis, you know, he comes back to light.
Yeah, again, I think for Bedboom fights, it really has to be fast. You saw in this mid fight, they got a kill, a kill. It was like 10 seconds, the fight was over. And Azure, all the fights they win, it's like, oh wow, he's half health. Oh, is he gonna die? No, we're gonna snowball, save, heal. And so for Azure, this Aegis doesn't really matter because you want the long fights. If you kill the TA, the fight's probably gonna keep going long and you'll keep winning the fight. And so for Bedboom, you don't really want to be able to have this slow burst fight where one of you dies.
And part of the problem is that we saw all this ability to defend the high ground from Bedboom. There are similar abilities here for Azure, most notably the kick, of course. So we have to be very careful how they use the Kunkka X.
Well, yeah, they
Snowball
did it immediately. And actually, he gets snowball because of that. Oh, FY did not maybe see that X, not sure what happened. Will snowball a second time with the Torrent Storm going out. Not easy to take this fight. They will kill one, but can they kill another? They pull him out of position. Mule Scepter lift up. The boat is going to not land on him. So they are able to survive with Chalice not buying back. But FY, wait, he bought back! FY, does he have enough to stay alive though? The stun is there, a long duration, but no, he's gone! Just like that one! GPK stunned for a little while, Chalice still there for the control, but he's out of position! 3 seconds stun, starts to fall and gone! Did they find more? But there's the Reaper sight, there for a turnaround, the fight! It's lasted too long! This is where Somnus shows up! Gets the blink away, GPK managing to escape. Wait.
A little crazy.
Mule Scepter, hold on. Can they do it? GPK wanted to fight, but is it actually going to work? They're all lined up. Somnus starts to fall, he goes down, but he's inside. He infests, he's disarmed, they can't hit. The right click is enough. Who takes them down? 2 seconds still on the side. Right, gets the kill, but he transfers it over. Gets the cheese off in time. The Lotus, not sure what it was, but now over to the side and Somnus still living. Somehow, he's gonna do it! Triple kill for GPK, but is it enough? Can they do it? They take him down! GPK trying to run, but no! Somnus is too strong!
Oh, it's so much damage just everywhere. They're buying back, they're boxing back and on top of each other, trying to finish this game. There's creeps in the mid, the Cannibal taking down the tier 4, but it doesn't matter.
And there's 2 big cores, no buyback. Phoenix, no buyback. And Somnus is already in the base, Boots traveling in.
He's in the base, he's dropping the FE voice lines.
It does not hit that hard, but it will keep going. They don't have a way to deal with this guy. Not enough left in the tank. Somnus, he has stayed so strong throughout this game, and he is going to right-click these buildings down. 50 damage at a time if he has to. Chalice shows up now as well. And with Lowell also in tow. Azure, what more do you have? You have enough to finish this one off. Save tries to stop it, but it's not looking like it's going to be enough. Techies is going to fall. Azure take them down bit by bit, building by building. Another blast off, almost enough to kill Chalice, but he's barely surviving. There's the infest play. GG is called.
Oh, that big green health bar didn't go down very low after that fight.
Duarte was looking a little scary, but in the end, 5,000 health is a little too much.